Good evening to all of you. कैसे सब लोग? I hope all are good and doing well. The today topic is being divided in two parts. The first we will take up the liability to pay in certain cases. Then we'll take up the advance ruling. Because it is in a small chapter, so at the end we are going to revise some chapter with the help of MCQ. So I have prepared the MCQ for all the chapter. We'll try to solve to the extent we can. But yes, in the end, we can say if time permit, we will revise all the chapter which we have discussed till now. From import-export refund till liability to pay in certain cases and advance ruling. By this, we are starting the topic. It is very simple topic, liability to pay in case of the transfer of the business. This chapter cover section 85 to section 94 of the CGST Act. The first point, liability to pay in case of the transfer of the business, where the taxable person liable to pay the tax under the CGST Act transfer his business, including transfer or change in the ownership of the business due to the death of the sole proprietor. There was a circular number 96, that what could be the process in case of the death of the proprietor, transfer of the business. Can anybody tell me what is the form number which we need to file for transfer of the business in case of like this death of the proprietor, etc. I'll ask couple of the question which is relevant, interlinked with the another chapter. So please confirm first which form it would be filed from the GST number of the death of the proprietor. The proprietor who is expired, कौन सा form number file करेंगे for transferring the ITC? Question number 1. The answer is the form number would be ITC02. Correct? So this form would be for transferring the ITC from the proprietor who is expired to the new entity. That can be son or that can be any other party. In whole or in part, by sale, gift, lease, leave and license, hire or any other manner whatsoever, the taxable person and the person to whom the business is so transferred shall jointly and severely liable wholly or to the extent of the such transfer to pay the tax, interest, penalty due from the taxable person up to the time of such transfer. Whether such tax, interest, penalty has been determined before but has remained unpaid or is determined thereafter. Transfer would not affect the liability even it has been determined before or even it is being determined after. Where the transfer of the business carries on such business either in on or some other name, he shall be liable to pay the tax on the supply effected by him with effect from date of the transfer. Further, if he is registered person under this act, he shall apply within the prescribed time for amendment of the certificate of registration. The transferee shall be liable to pay the tax, interest, penalty due from the transferor in case the transfer of the business is due to the death of the sole proprietor. Circular number 96. You can go and bottom, you can check. Now we are talking about what could be the liability of agent and principal. Section 86 talk about that again the principal and agent. Agent who supply or receive any taxable goods on behalf of the principal, such agent and his principal shall be jointly and severally liable to pay the tax on such goods under this act. Further, liability to pay in case of the amalgamation. So if there is an amalgamation, merger, demerger, etc., then what would be the liability? When two or more companies are amalgamated or merged in pursuance of the order of the court, tribunal, or otherwise, and the order is to take effect from the date earlier to the date of order. So date which has been given by the court or tribunal, before that it will be going to be effect, then, and any two or more such company have supplied the goods or services to or from, it means by merged company to the transferor company or transferor to the transferee company. The period, which period? During the period commencing on the date from which the order takes effect till the date of the order. So there is a gap, effective date of the order and the date of the order. Whatever the transfer of the goods or services happen between this period, then such transaction shall be included in the turnover of supply or recipient of the respective company, and they shall be liable to pay the tax accordingly. For the purpose of this act, the said two or more companies shall be treated as distinct company for the period up to the date of the said order. So for the purpose of this act, the said two or more companies shall be treated as distinct person. The registration certificate shall be cancelled with effect from the date of the said order. Fine. Now the next is section 88, liability in case of the company in liquidation. Yes, Mansa, absolutely correct. Agent means agent, rather I should say schedule 1 of 71C. So you mean to say the schedule 1 means you mean to say para 1. Para 1 is permanent transfer. Para 2 is supply of the goods between related or distinct. Para 3, principal and agent. You mean to say para 3 of the schedule 1, point number 1. Second point, the section 24, which talks about the agent has to take, principal and agent has to take mandatory registration. Yes, they are talking about those principal or those agent. Correct. Now the liability in case of the company in liquidation. Initiation by liquidator of the company of its appointment to commissioner. So first intimation has to go by the liquidator to the commissioner. When any company is being wound up, whether under the order of the court or tribunal or otherwise, every person appointed as receiver of any asset of a company shall within 30 days after his appointment. When any company is being wound up, whether under the order of the court or tribunal or otherwise, every person appointed as a receiver of the asset of the company, means liquidator, within 30 days of his appointment, give the intimation to the commissioner. The commissioner shall, after making such inquiry, calling for such information as he may deem fit, notify the liquidator within 3 months from the date on which he received the intimation of the appointment, the amount which, in the opinion of the commissioner, would be sufficient to provide for tax interest penalty, which is then or likely thereafter to become payable by the company. Let me read once again. Amount which is in the opinion of the commissioner would be sufficient to provide for tax interest penalty, which is then or is likely thereafter to become payable by the company. So they will provide the estimate of tax interest penalty payable or likely to become payable by the company in case of the liquidation. It will be informed by the commissioner to the liquidator. Time limit is 3 months. Director of the private company to be jointly and severally liable for the payment of such tax interest or penalty not recovered. When any private company is wound up, any tax, interest, penalty determined under the CGST Act or the company for any period, whether before or in the course or after its liquidation, cannot be recovered, then every person who was the director of that company at any time during the period for which the tax was due shall jointly and severally be liable for the payment of the tax, interest, and penalty. However, director shall not be liable if he prove to the satisfaction of the commissioner that non-recovery cannot be attributed to the gross negligence, misfeasance, or breach of the duty on his part in relation to the affair of the company. Can anybody like to tell me one thing? The company, like which we have talked about in the last provision, in the amalgamation or merger or demerger, etc., the new entity, suppose if the turnover is below threshold limit, it can be 20, it can be 40, it can be 10, whatever the case may be. My question is, the new entity will be liable to take mandatory registration or required to take registration when the turnover cross the threshold limit? Give me the reasoning for your answer. Give me the reasoning for the answer. मेरा क्वेश्चन बड़ा सिंपल है कि जो नई कंपनी बनेगी, अमालगमेशन होके, मर्जर डीमर्जर जो भी होके, देन जो नई एंटिटी है उसे रजिस्ट्रेशन कब लेना है? क्रॉसिंग द थ्रेशोल्ड लिमिट या मैंडेटरी रजिस्ट्रेशन? गिव द रीजनिंग फॉर योर आंसर. Waiting for your reply. No problem. Fine. The answer is mandatory registration by virtue of the section, by virtue of the section 22 have to take mandatory registration, section 22 subsection 3 or subsection 4. Now, let me repeat this once again. Director of the private company to be jointly and severally liable for the payment of such tax, interest, penalty not recovered. When any private company is wound up and any tax, interest, penalty for any period, whether before or in the course or after this liquidation, cannot be recovered, then every person who was the director during that period for which the tax was due shall jointly and severally liable for payment of tax, interest, penalty. But again, shall not be liable if we prove that yes, such non-recovery cannot be attributable to the gross negligence or on breach of the duty or on his part in relation to the affair of the company. Liability in case of company in liquidation. Liquidator shall give the intimation of his appointment to the commissioner within 30 days of the appointment. Yes, commissioner may make such inquiry or call for such information as he may deem fit. Commissioner shall notify the liquidator amount sufficient to provide for any tax, interest, penalty payable or likely to be payable within 3 months from the receipt of the intimation of the liquidator. One important information to all, आज हमारे पास दो टॉपिक हैं, एक liability to pay in certain cases and second topic is advance ruling. Both the topic are small, so at the end of the today class we are going to revise all chapter MCQs. We are going to revise all chapter MCQ. तो साथ में रहना last time तक. We are going to revise all the chapter which I have started from import, export, refund. हर चैप्टर का MCQ है. We are going to revise if the time permit. तो आप लोग लास्ट तक रहना मेरे साथ में. आज हम लोग पूरे चैप्टर्स का रिवीजन भी कर लेंगे. ठीक है. If such tax, interest or penalty cannot be recovered from the company, every director during the period is jointly or severally liable to pay it unless proved the non-recovery cannot be attributable to the gross negligence. Section 89. Liability of directors of the private company. Directors of the private company to be jointly and severally liable for the payment of any tax, interest, penalty due from the company and not recovered, notwithstanding anything contained in the reason is in case of amalgamation. Because of section 22, na sir, Viraj, because of section 22, can take IT. That could not be the reason. That could not be the only reason that because of only ITC, director of the company to be jointly and severally liable for the payment of any tax, interest, penalty. They are saying notwithstanding anything contained in the Companies Act, where any tax, interest, or penalty due from a private company in respect of the supply for any period cannot be recovered, then every person who was the director of the private company during such period shall jointly and severally be liable for the payment of tax, interest, or penalty, unless he prove that non-recovery cannot be attributed to any gross neglect, breach of the duty on his part in relation to the affair of the company. Okay. Now, the director not jointly and severally liable for the payment of tax, interest, penalty due from a private company and not recovered if such private company gets converted into the public company. If the private company converted into the public company and the tax, interest, penalty in respect of any supply during which such company was a private cannot be recovered before such conversion, then notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1 shall apply to any person who was a director of the such private company in relation to tax, interest, penalty of such private company. However, nothing contained in this section shall apply to any personal penalty imposed on such director. Is it okay? Okay. Should I repeat? Fine, no problem. 89 subsection 2 only, right? Okay. So where the private company is converted into the public company and the tax, interest, penalty of any period during which the company was private cannot be recovered before such conversion, then notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1, this provision shall apply to any person who was the director. It means for that period, you cannot recover from the director in relation to any tax, interest, penalty of such private company. So notwithstanding anything contained shall apply to any person. It means it will not apply to the director. However, personal penalty cannot be imposed on the director. Now, section 90 is talking about liability of partners of the firms to pay the taxes. Notwithstanding any contract to the contrary and any other law for the time being in force, where any firm is liable to pay tax, interest, penalty, the firm and each of the partner of the firm shall jointly and severally be liable for such payment. Retiring partner liable to pay the tax, interest, penalty up to the date of his retirement. Where any partner retire from the firms shall intimate the date of the retirement to the commissioner by a notice in that behalf in writing. अगर कोई पार्टनर रिटायर होता है तो ये इंटीमेशन जाना चाहिए to the commissioner by a notice in writing, and such partner shall be liable to pay the tax, interest, penalty up to the date of his retirement, whether determined or not on that date. However, if no such intimation is given within a period of 1 month from the date of the retirement, the liability of that partner will continue until the intimation is being received by the commissioner. That is very, very important in case of the partnership firm. liability of guardian, trustee, etc. Section 91 of the CGST Act, where the business in respect of which any tax, interest, penalty is payable under this act, where the business in respect of which tax, interest, penalty is payable under this act is carried on by any guardian, trustee, or agent of a minor or other incapacitated person on behalf of and for the benefit of that minor or that other person, the tip, tax, interest, penalty shall be levied upon and recoverable from the guardian, trustee, or agent. The tax, interest, penalty shall be levied and recoverable in the manner, in like manner, and in the same extent as it would be determined and recoverable from any such minor or other incapacitated person, as if was a major and capable person for conducting the business. Liability of court of ward, section 92, where the state of any or any portion of the state of a taxable person owning a business in respect of which tax, interest, penalties payable are under the control of the court of wards, the administrator general, the official trustee, or any receiver or manager appointed by under any order of the court, the tax, interest, penalty shall be levied upon and be recoverable from such court of ward, administrator general, official trustee, receiver, or the manager. It would be again levied and recoverable in the same manner and same extent as it would be determined and recoverable from the taxable person as if he were conducting the business himself, and all the provision shall apply accordingly. Now the special provision regarding the liability to pay the tax, interest, penalty in certain cases. Now there are multiple points which we are going to discuss. 93 subsection 1 talks about on death of the person liable to pay the tax, interest, or penalty, save as otherwise provided in IBC, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, where a person liable to pay tax, interest, or penalty dies, then business is continued after his death. If a business is carried on by the person is continued after his death by his legal representative or any other person, such legal representative or other person shall be liable to pay the tax, interest, penalty due from that person under the GST Act. Now the business is being discontinued. If the business carried on by the person is discontinued, whether before or after, his legal representative shall be liable to pay out of the state of the deceased to the extent to which the state is capable of meeting the charge, the tax, interest, penalty, where tax, interest, penalty has been determined before his death but has remained unpaid or determined after his death, doesn't matter. The successor shall be liable to pay tax, interest, penalty due from the transferor in case of the transfer of the business due to the death of the sole proprietor. Again, same circular number 96 is being referred. Second, on partition of HUF or AOP. Again, subject to the save as otherwise provided in IBC, where a taxable person liable to pay the tax, interest, penalty is a HUF, and the property of the HUF is partitioned among the various member of or group of the member, then each member or group of the member shall jointly and severally be liable to pay the tax interest penalty from the taxable person up to the time of partition, whether again it is determined before, during, or after, doesn't matter. Now, if the firm is being dissolved, save as otherwise provided in IBC, where a taxable person liable to pay the tax interest penalty is a firm and such firm is dissolved, then partner who shall jointly be and severally be liable to pay the tax from the firm under this act up to the time of dissolution, again whether it has been determined before the dissolution but has remained unpaid or is determined after the dissolution. 93 subsection 4 talks about on termination of guardianship or trust. Again, same as provided in IBC, where a taxable person liable to pay the tax interest penalty is the guardian of a ward or whose behalf the business is being carried on by the guardian. Is a trustee who carries on the business under a trust for a beneficiary. Then if the guardianship or the trust is terminated, then the ward or the beneficiary shall be liable to pay the tax interest penalty due from the taxable person up to the date or time of the termination, whether it has been determined before termination or after termination. Again, same things. Last provision, liability in other cases, section 94. Discontinuation of the business by the firm, AOP or HUF. Where a taxable person is a firm's AOP, HUF, and such firm, association or family has discontinued the business, then tax interest penalty payable under this act by such firm, association or family up to the date of such discontinuation may be determined as if such discontinuation has taken place and every person who at the time of such discontinuation was a partner of that firm or a member of that association or family shall jointly and severally be liable for the payment of tax interest penalty determined and imposed and payable by the firm, whether such tax interest has been determined before or even after. Changes in the constitution of the firm or AOP. Changes has occurred in the constitution or an AOP, the partner or member as it exists before and as it exists after, without the prejudice to the provision of section 90, jointly and severally be liable to pay the tax interest penalty. Dissolution of the firm, AOP or partition of HUF. The provision of the section 94 subsection 1 as may be applied where the taxable person being a firm AOP is dissolved or where the taxable person being HUF has effected partnership with respect to the business carried on by it, and accordingly reference in that section to discontinue shall be construed as a reference to the dissolution or partition. Limited liability partnership shall also be considered as firm, and court means district court, high court or supreme court. This is all about the first chapter, that is liability to pay in certain cases. Now we are moving to the second chapter, that is advance ruling. Very interesting topic. Now, what do you mean by advance ruling? May I request everyone to share your basic understanding. What do you mean by advance ruling? What do you mean by advance ruling? Section 92, please tell again. Maybe overriding provisions. Overriding of what? So there was some confusion. Let me move to the section 92. Okay. Overriding provision, advance ruling, is it? No problem. Liability of the court or the wards, etc. See, for example, where the state or any portion of the state of the taxable person is owned by the court under the control of the court of the wards. Okay, what is the court of ward? Like legal body created by the court of ward, and they will keep control of the asset. And if normally protect the heir and their estate when the heir was deemed to be the minor. So in that case, the property would be protected, and but because of the I can say the recovery, then it would be recovered from the person who is controlling. You were talking about one more provision. 1 second. एक minute, पढ़ लेते हैं. Whereas changes has occurred in the constitution of the firms or an association of 94(2), the partner of the firm or the member of the association before or after the constitutions shall, without prejudice to the provision of section 90, to pay the tax interest penalty due from such firm before its reconstitutions. इसका ही बात कर रहे हैं ना? हाँ. Shall also liable up to the date of change. Fine. Advance ruling. So advance ruling is a mechanism. See, very important topic. Advance ruling is a mechanism by which you can ask your certain doubt. You means you can be registered person, you can be unregistered person, but you can ask your doubt to the government, to the authority which is being created under the respective state. Can you ask any doubt? No. The doubt which can be asked is being given in the section 97 subsection 2. Can we ask before starting the business or only after starting the business? You can ask before. You can ask for your current doubt also. But point to be noted, you cannot ask any question to the advance ruling authority for the business which you have already completed, for the transaction which you already completed. Advance ruling means a decision provided by the authority or the appellate authority to an applicant on matter or question specified in 97 subsection 2 and section 100 subsection 1. So we will talk about AAR and AAR. What is that? Advance ruling, advance authority of advance ruling, appellate authority of advance ruling. Which question you can ask? It is being given in section 97 subsection 2. Which question you can ask to AAR? It is being given in 100 subsection 1. Now point to be noted, You can ask in relation to the supply of the goods or services or both being undertaken or proposed to be undertaken. It means it is a future tense. It is a present tense. मैं आपको इंग्लिश नहीं पढ़ा रहा हूं, वेरी इतनी 100% confirmation है, but what I like to say or what I like to convey that it is talking about present, it is talking about future. It means the transaction of the past you cannot ask any doubt. Let's say I'm providing the teaching to you. Is it taxable or not? Whether I'm required to take registration or not, I can ask the question. But suppose my class is completed, then I am asking the question, they will reject my application. If suppose advanced ruling authority has given some decision and you have the doubt or you are not happy with the decision, you can make the appeal to the appellate authority of advanced ruling. My one question to all of you, and which we have already completed, can you make the appeal to first appellate authority, commissioner appeal? We have discussed that in the GST there are 4 appellate level. So my question to all of you, if you are not satisfied with the order of advanced ruling, can you also make the appeal to the first appellate authority? Give me the reason with yes or no. मैं सिर्फ आपसे कंपैरिजन करवाना चाहता हूं कि कैन आई मेक द अपील टू द फर्स्ट appellate authority even after the order of triple AR or double AR, any stage. Answer is no. Why so? Because we have discussed that you can make the first appeal. Yes, Kaushik. Very nice answer. Very nice answer. Because it is not the adjudicating authority and first appeal to be made against the order of adjudicating authority to the appellate authority. पहली अपील किसको होती है? अगेंस्ट द ऑर्डर ऑफ एडजुडिकेटिंग अथॉरिटी, और अपील किसको होती है? अपीलेट अथॉरिटी को. तो क्या मैं अपील कर सकता हूं? प्लीज नोट, डबल AR और ट्रिपल AR is not the adjudicating authority, therefore you cannot make the appeal. Because it's not normal. नहीं, मुझे आंसर कैसा चाहिए था? मुझे आंसर ऐसा चाहिए था, बिकॉज डबल AR और ट्रिपल AR is not the adjudicating authority, therefore you cannot make the appeal to the appellate authority under section 107. Or your doubt can be, or your answer can be that because appeal is not the fundamental right, appeal is then a statutory right. Appeal is then a statutory right, and statutory provide that if you are not happy with the order of double AR, you can make the appeal to triple AR. Let's move. Appellate authority means the appellate authority for advanced ruling referred to in section 99. Applicant means any person either registered or desirous of obtaining the registration. Application means an application made to the authority under 97 subsection 1. Authority means authority for advanced ruling. Now, section 97. Question for which advanced ruling can be asked. So, the definition is a wider one. Under the GST, advanced ruling can be obtained on a proposed transaction as well as transaction undertaken by the applicant. Advanced ruling can be sought for the following question. First, classification of the goods or services or both. I'm not sure where my goods fall. Will it fall under 9967 category, 9965 category, or it will be covered under exemption, or it will be covered at the tax rate of 5%, 12%, etc. I'm not sure. I can ask the question and authority will give the answer. Applicability of the notification issued under the provision of the CGST Act. Mansa, that is important question. We'll discuss in some time. Once I have to reach to AAAR, then I will ask this question to all the participants and we'll discuss also. The question which is being asked by Mansa, can we make the appeal to the High Court or Supreme Court if we not satisfied with the order of AAAR? Just wait for some time. We'll discuss definitely. And it's a very, very important question. Determination of time of supply, determination of value of supply, admissibility of input tax paid or deemed to have been paid, determination of the liability to pay the taxes on any goods or services or both, whether applicant is required to be registered, whether any particular things done by the applicant with respect to any goods or services, whether it amount to result into the supply of goods or services or both. What could be the question? Just summarize: classification, notification, time of supply, value of supply, ITC, liability to pay the taxes, registration, supply. These are the area in which one can ask the question. Please tell me, can I ask the question or not? Your reason should be supported. Your reason should be supported with your answer should be supported with logical reasoning, legal law. I am doing some transaction with out of India. It's a service transaction. I was not sure whether it is an export of service or it is a domestic service. Let me repeat again. I am doing some transaction with foreign party. I am service provider. I am doing some transaction with foreign party. Okay. And I am not sure whether it is export or not. So I have applied for advance ruling and ask whether my transaction is export or not, export of service or not. Please tell me, will it accepted by the advance ruling authority or not? Any reply should be supported by reasoning. आपके अकॉर्डिंग इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर क्या होगा? क्या एडवांस रूलिंग अथॉरिटी will accept this application or not? Give me the reason. Till now, not received any concrete reply. Fine. Second question to all of you. Second question to all of you. Can I ask the time of supply for my transaction? Can I ask time of supply for my transaction? Yes or no? I'm not sure about my time of supply for my transaction. Can I ask? Answer is very simple, sir. It is given. Let's say I'm not sure. I'm providing the teaching to you. Some of the participants are located in Delhi. Some of the participants are located out of Delhi. So I am not sure that what could be the place of the supply. Can I ask the question, what is the place of supply? So that I should pay the correct taxes. CGST, SGST or IGST. Can I ask the place of the supply to the advance ruling authority? क्या मैं प्लेस ऑफ द सप्लाई का डाउट का क्वेश्चन एडवांस रूलिंग से पूछ सकता हूं? The answer would be no. Please note. The answer would be no. Place of the supply cannot ask. See, I am liable to pay the tax. There is no doubt. But which tax I will pay, that cannot be answered. Because if this power has been given to the advance ruling authority, there is a possibility of misuse. Why so, sir? Say, I am registered in Delhi. And if I will ask the question, so in Delhi, there is no advance ruling authority as of now, it is not being formed. Let's say I'm talking about Gurgaon, Haryana. I am registered in Haryana, and let's say authority has the power to decide place of supply. Whenever I will ask the question, might be to protect the state revenue, they can answer that yes, it is an intrastate supply. Because if the supply is intrastate, 50% goes to the state of Haryana. If it is an inter, Haryana will get nothing. Therefore, the place of the supply question can never be answered by advance ruling authority, and it was intentionally has been excluded from section 97. They have added the time of supply, they have added the value of the supply, they have added the ITC, they have added the supply, they have added the everything, but the place of the supply is being excluded. Because the place of the supply is being excluded, so the answer to my first question, if I am supplying to the foreign company service, then can it be answered? Export of the service, please tell me. Please tell me, export of the service, how many conditions are there to determine export of service? कितनी कंडीशन एक्सपोर्ट सर्विस को एक्सपोर्ट करने के लिए, हाउ मेनी कंडीशंस आर देयर? To treat the transaction as export of service, how many conditions are there? There are 5 conditions. Location of the supplier should be in India. Location of the recipient should be outside India. Place of the supply should be outside India. Stop. Because it involves the determination of the place of the supply, which cannot be into the ambit of our advance ruling authority. Therefore, the answer export of service, yes or no, it cannot be answered by the double AR. I hope it is clear. Give me the confirmation. However, if the question which is already pending in any proceeding or already decided in any proceeding, already decided or pending cannot be questioned before the advance ruling authority. So you cannot ask the question. Suppose the matter is again already it is an appeal or at some other matter proceeding is going on. I cannot ask the question to the advance ruling authority. Okay, let's move to the authority for advance ruling and appellate authority for advance ruling. The authority for advance ruling constituted under the provision of SGST, UTGST shall be deemed to be the authority in respect of that state or UTGST or a CGST. It means if it is being constituted under CGST, it will be deemed to be constituted under SGST also. The government shall appoint officer not below the rank of the joint commissioner as the member for advance ruling. The appellate authority for advance ruling constituted under the provision of SGST, UTGST shall be deemed to be the appellate authority in respect of that state or UTGST also. It can be seen that both the AAR and AAR is constituted under the respective state or UTGST and not the center act. Sorry, it is being constituted under SGST or UTGST, not the center. That point was not considered by me. This would mean that ruling given by R and AAR will be applicable only within the jurisdiction of that concerned state or union territory. It is also for this reason that question on determination of the place of the supply cannot be raised with the R or AAR. Proceeding for obtaining advance ruling. Procedure for obtaining advance ruling. In brief, let me explain that first, let's say I am a registered person. I have to log into the government portal. I have to make the appeal. The form number is ARA01. I have to pay rupees 5,000 CGST and 5,000 SGST. Total 10,000 I have to pay. Maximum, so they can ask me to provide the document, personal hearing would be given, and finally they will give the decision. The important point, section 103 says that decision given by the advance ruling authority, it will be binding on two person only. It will be binding on two person only. Which two person? First, the applicant who has applied for advance ruling and the person who is the jurisdictional officer. So it cannot be questioned in the future. Suppose the rate has been given that yes, the transaction is exempted, or let's say I have asked the question 5 for 12, the answer is being received 5. After that, in future, they cannot ask the question that why you are paying 5, why not 12? Because it is binding. Now let's read. The applicant desirous of obtaining advance ruling should make an application to AAR in the prescribed form and the manner and shall be accompanied by a fees of rupees 5,000. Upon receipt of application, the AAR shall send the copy of application to the concerned officer and if necessary, call for relevant record from the concerned officer. The relevant record called for AAR shall be returned to the concerned officer as soon as possible. Kausiki, that is very important point. Suppose I am providing the teaching, let's say, and you are also providing the teaching, and we are both located in Haryana, both located in the same sector. If I ask the question, let's say the answer is being given by the authority that it is exempted in the GST, no requirement to pay the tax. It doesn't mean that you can also follow that advance ruling. No. The decision of advance ruling, like we are following the decision of High Court, Supreme Court. Supreme Court is applicable pan-India. So in that case, the same concept would not apply for the decision of R or AAR. It is applicable only on two person. It is not binding on any other person. Upon receipt of that we have discussed, AAR may examine the application along with the records and may also hear the applicant. Thereafter, they will pass the order either admitting or rejecting the application. Application for advance ruling will not be admitted in case where the question is already pending or decided. If the application is rejected, it should be done by way of speaking order, giving the reason for rejection. If the application is admitted, the AAR shall give the ruling within 90 days. Before giving the ruling, it shall examine the application and further material furnished by the applicant or by the concerned departmental officer. Before giving the ruling, AAR must hear the applicant or his authorized representative as well as the jurisdictional officer. So, if there is a difference of opinion between two members of R, they shall refer the point on which they defer to the triple AR for hearing the issue. If the member of triple AR are also unable to come to the conclusion referred to them by AAR, it shall be deemed that no advance ruling can be given in respect of the question on which difference persists at the level of AAR. Copy of the advance ruling duly signed by the member and certified in the prescribed manner shall be sent to the applicant, the concerned officer and jurisdictional officer. Now, the AAR has given the order, and let's say I am not satisfied with the order, or I am satisfied but the department is not satisfied. Then any party, either me, applicant, or department, anyone can go for the triple AR. If the applicant is aggrieved with the double AR, he can file the appeal to triple AR. Similarly, if the concerned or jurisdictional officer does not agree with the finding of double AR, he can also make the appeal to triple AR. So it means appeal to triple AR, appellate authority of advance ruling, can be made either by the applicant or even by the department also. In normal circumstances, the concerned officer will be the officer in whose jurisdiction the applicant is located. It can be seen that a decision of the appellate authority is also treated as advance ruling. It can be seen that a decision of the appeal be made for 30 days. Okay. Appeal has to be made in the prescribed form, has to be verified in the prescribed manner. Appeal has to be filed along with the fees of 10,000. However, if the officer goes for the appeal, no fees, because it will be within the department only. The appellate authority must pass an order. Appellate authority must pass an order after hearing the party to the appeal with a period of 90 days. If the member of AAR differ on any point, it shall be deemed that no advance ruling is issued in respect to the question of the appeal. The said authority can either confirm or modify the ruling appealed against. A copy of the advance ruling would be given by the appellate authority, should be signed by the member, certified in the prescribed manner, and communicated to the applicant, the concerned officer, the jurisdictional officer, and the authority. Now, rectification of mistake. Let's take a break of small break of 7 to 10 minutes. ठीक है, 10 मिनट का ब्रेक लेते हैं, then we'll start again. Ashok ji, kindly start the break. Kaushiki, at each stage, you have to make the separate fees for R and you have to make separate fees for triple AR. Now we were talking about rectification of mistake. The law gives the power to double AR or triple AR to amend their order to rectify any mistake which is apparent from the record within a period of 6 months from the date of the order. Such mistake may be noticed by the authority on its own accord or may be brought into the notice by the applicant or by the concerned or the jurisdictional officer. If a rectification has to effect enhancing the liability or reducing the ITC, the applicant must be given the opportunity of being heard, being a natural principle of natural justice. Now, applicability of advance ruling. The application that advance ruling authority shall be binding, the decision would be binding only on the applicant and on the concerned officer or the jurisdictional officer. This clearly means that advance ruling is not applicable to the similar placed other taxable person even in the same state or outside that state. It is only limited to the person who has applied for an advance ruling. The law does not provide for a fixed time period for which the ruling shall apply. Instead, it has been provided that advance ruling shall be binding till which period? Indefinite period, but till the period when the law of fact and circumstances have not changed. I read in newspaper which state vaccine is the goods and possible. See, but what happened? The problem is because of the advance ruling, one big problem has been arose that suppose you and me are doing the same business but in the different state. I ask the question, let's say I'm supplying the inverter and battery. I'll ask the question, there is a possibility that answer would be any composite supply, mixed supply or separate supply. If you ask the same question in another state, might be you receive same or different answer. Possibility, everything is same, but you may receive the different answer. This is the big problem now. But the problem would be comparatively more. Suppose I have one permanent account number doing the business in Haryana, doing the business in Rajasthan. Same nature of business. I have asked the same question to the Haryana Advanced Ruling Authority and to the Advanced Ruling Authority of Rajasthan. Now, let's say Haryana Authority is saying that on your transaction, 5% tax would be payable. And say Rajasthan is saying 12% tax is payable. My account, the permanent account number is same. Think about in the same organization. Distinct person are paying the different tax rate because it is binding on them. It would be very harsh to resolve this issue. Which issue? Only to the distinct person. Different decision for the distinct person. They have formed one more authority. What is that? National Advanced Ruling Authority. We'll discuss that. Let me complete this part. It is also as all SG states are also different. All SG states are same, no? Entire GST is same. Whether you talk about India, whether you talk about in India, in any part of the state, the GST Act would be same. It is not because GST Act are different, because it cannot be the different. It is same, but rate of the tax can be different depending upon the decision. Clear? कंप्लीट एक्ट में सिर्फ दो ऐसी प्लेस है जहां पे डिफरेंस है. वन वुड बी द लिमिट ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन. इट कैन 10, 20, 40 as the case may be. And second is for e-way bill intrastate movement, because Rule 138 Sub-Rule 14 Clause D gives the power to the state. Repeating once again, see, the entire SGST Act and CGST Act are exactly same. All state act is same except two places. The first place is section 22, because section 22 of the CGST Act gives the power to the state. They can enhance the limit from 20 to 40 or to the special category state from 10 to 20. There is a provision in section 22 subsection 1. And second thing, in the e-way bill for intrastate movement of the goods, the Rule 138 Sub-Rule 14 Clause D of CGST rule gives the power that yes, they can specify the area within which it is not required. So might be you are listening the different limit. For some state it is 1 lakh. For some state it is not required at all. Or like Rajasthan, for district movement there is no requirement. For Delhi, supply made to the unregistered party, no requirement up to rupees 1 lakh. So there is a different limit for intrastate movement of the goods. Why it is happening? Because it is one nation, one tax. It is happening because of the CGST Act or CGST rule gives the power to the state. That is the only possibility. Otherwise, it cannot happen. Very good question. Thank you. Now, the applicability of advance ruling. We have discussed. The law does not provide the fixed time period for which the ruling shall apply. Yeah, till that time, law, fact, and circumstances supporting the original advance ruling have not changed. Let me give one example. There is one decision of Advance Ruling Authority of Rajasthan, which talks about that on the director remuneration, the GST would be payable under reverse charge. The GST would be payable under reverse charge. Correct? So it means because the decision has been given, it has to be binding. Considering that, it will create the confusion in the entire trade that whether the remuneration, we need to pay the tax under RCM. Then the circular has been issued by the CBIC to clarify that if it is a director, regular director, nominee director, they have decided. So if it is a director who is nothing but an employee of the company, to whom we are paying the salary and is covered by the Schedule 3 Para 1 out of the GST. But if it is a nominee director, as per the Companies Act, nominee director cannot be the employee of the company. Therefore, on them, you have to pay the tax under reverse charge. So after this decision, the decision given by the, or after this clarification, the decision given by the Advance Ruling Authority would be null and void. Correct now? So they are saying the decision shall be binding till the period the law, fact, and circumstances supporting the original decision have not changed. But now it has been changed because of the circular. So now it is not applicable. Advance ruling to be void in certain circumstances. Section 104 states that circumstances under which the ruling would be considered as void and hence would lose its binding value. If AAR or AAAR find that advance ruling has been obtained by the applicant by fraud, suppression, or misrepresentation. Consequently, all the provision of the CGST Act shall apply to the applicant as if the advance ruling had never been made. All the provision of the CGST Act shall apply to the applicant as if the advance ruling have never been made, but excluding the period when advance ruling was given and up to the period when order declaring it as a void to be issued. So उस period को हटा के बाकी period के लिए we can say it is not applicable. An order declaring advance ruling to be void can be passed only after hearing the appellant. Copy of the order so made shall be sent to the applicant, the concerned officer, and the jurisdictional officer. Power and procedure of R and AAAR. Section 105 and 106 talks about the power and the process. Both the advance ruling authority and appellate authority of advance ruling are vested the power of the civil court under Code of Civil Procedure 1908 for discovering and inspection, enforcing the attendance of the person, examining him on oath, issuing commissions, and compelling production of books of accounts and other records. Both authorities are deemed to be the civil court for the purpose of the section 195 of the Code of the Criminal Procedure. Both the authorities are, however, not treated as civil court for the purpose of chapter 25 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. You can refer that particular provisions. Any proceeding before the authority shall be deemed to be the judicial proceeding for the purpose of section 196 of the IPC. R and RRR have the same power to regulate their own proceeding. Now, there was an amendment by which this particular National Appellate Authority was formed. Let me read that provision in detail. Finance Act 2019 का amendment है. The Finance Act 2019 had come into force on 1st August 2019. However, the amendment made with respect to the advance ruling would become effective only from the date to be notified from the official gazette. So effectively till today, the National Appellate Authority is not being formed in the GST. It is there in the paper. It is there in the law, but it is not yet formed because it is not yet effective. Such notification has not issued. Okay, that is okay. Now in the table given below, the relevant existing provision of the advance ruling compared with the provision as amended by the Finance Act. Give me only 1 minute. एक मिनट देना मेरे को. I like to take a quick break of 1 minute. I'm here only for your purpose. Fine. It is not yet notified. Till now, it is not yet notified. Now let's read the three section 101A, 101B, and 101C. These three sections we have to read in detail. What is the 101A, B, C? Basically, they have constituted the National Appellate Authority. So wherever the wording are Appellate Authority of Advance Ruling and Authority for Advance Ruling, they have added the word National Appellate Authority. So like advance ruling means a decision provided by the authority or appellate authority. So here they have added the word National Appellate Authority. Perfect. Similarly, the question which we can ask to the AAR 97 subsection 2 to AAR 100 subsection 1 and to National Appellate Authority, the section 101C. So that particular has been added in the respective places. New clause F in section 95. National Appellate Authority means National Appellate Authority for advance ruling referred to in section 101 capital A. What is the 101 capital A? Now, three new section has been inserted. 101A, 101B, 101C. What is that? 101A is the Constitution of National Appellate Authority, NAAR, or NAAR you can say. Appeal to the National Appellate Authority and the Order of National Appellate Authority. These three sections we are going to discuss. The 101A Constitution. The government on the recommendation of the council by notification constitute with effect from the date as may be specified an authority known as National NAAR for hearing the appeal made in section 101B. The National Appellate Authority shall consist of the President who has been Judge of the Supreme Court or CJI Chief Justice of Chief Justice of High Court or has been Judge of the High Court for a period not less than 15 years. So that would be the President. So President would always be the judiciary member. ठीक है, तो इट कैन बी द जज ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट और जज ऑफ द हाई कोर्ट, बट मिनिमम 15 year एक्सपीरियंस, और इट कैन बी द चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ हाई कोर्ट. Now, one technical member center and one technical member state who is or has been a member of Indian Revenue Service Group A IRS or has completed at least 15 years of the service in the Group A. Technical member state who is or has been an officer of the state government not below the rank of the additional commissioner of the VAT or state tax, additional commissioner of the state tax with at least 3 years of experience in the administration of an existing law or under SGST or in the field of finance and taxation. So state का कोई भी ऑफिसर होगा जिसको 3 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है, और चाहे वैट में हो या एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ SGST में हो या फाइनेंस एंड टैक्सेशन में हो, he would become the eligible for the technical member of the National Appellate Authority for Advanced Ruling. President shall be appointed by the government after consultation with the Chief Justice of India or his nominee. The provided that in the event of the occurrence of any vacancy in the office of the president by reason of his death, resignation, or otherwise, the senior most member shall act as the president until the date on which the new president appointed to fill that vacancy. Sir, you said an order. Sorry, question मेरे से छूट गया probably. Sir, you said any order circular can change or make void decision of IIR. Is it possible in reverse case decision of IIR enable amendment in the law by circular? No. See, fully agree with you. So might be you are saying it is possible. See, for example, IIR is saying that particular transaction is exempted, or IIR is saying that particular transaction is exempted, but actually it is taxable. So one problem is being there. What is the problem? I can give you the perfect example. I hope, Mansa, you can correlate. See, you know the CSR expenditure. What is the CSR expenditure? I'm asking one question to all of you to give the answer of Mansa. मैं आपसे सभी से क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूं, what is the CSR expenditure? Can we take the input tax credit of the CSR expenditure? आप लोग आंसर कीजिए. Can we take the ITC of CSR expenditure? This is my question to all of you. Can we take the ITC of the CSR expenditure? ITC, input tax credit. I have incurred certain expenditure in the CSR, corporate social responsibility, and there is some GST incurred. Can I take the ITC of that CSR expenditure? The answer, don't know. Answer, not knowing. Perfect, no problem. See, but the advanced ruling authority are giving the divergent decision. Some of the state are saying ITC would be available because it is a legal requirement. Some of the state are saying it is not allowable expenditure because it is for the benefit of the society and not for the business. So they are the divergent advanced ruling. Finally, by virtue of the Finance Act 2023, which is yet to be notified, not applicable for exam. So this discussion, I am only for giving the information for your basic understanding to give the answer of one participant. But it doesn't mean that it is applicable for your exam because the amendment which I'm talking about yet to be effective. The Finance Act 2023, sorry, Finance Bill. I cannot say Act also because it is not yet passed by the both House of the Parliament. So Finance Bill 2023 has inserted one new clause in the 17 subsection 5, that is clause FA, and which talks about expenditure incurred on the corporate social responsibility. What does it mean? That if now I am incurring the expenditure under the CSR activity, section 135 of, I think, Companies Act. I cannot take the ITC. Now this is an amendment in the law. So Mansa, your point is correct, but after the due deliberation, it can also be possible. Is it clear? Very nice question. Very nice question. Clear now? Now let's move to the further. Provided further that where the president is unable to discharge his function owing to the absence, illness, or any other reproach, senior most member shall discharge the function of the president until the date on which the president resumed the duties. Technical member center, technical member state of the National Appellate Authority shall be appointed by the government on the recommendation of the selection committee, consist of such person, such manner as may be prescribed. Okay. No appointment of the member of the National Appellate Authority shall be invalid merely by reason of any vacancy or defect in the constitution of the selection committee. You know what is the problem in this appointing the National Appellate Authority, forming of the National Appellate Authority? The same problem which we have discussed for the GST Appellate Tribunal. Before appointing any person as the president or the member, the government shall satisfy itself that such person does not have the financial which are likely to be affect his function. That you can leave as it is, no problem, because constitution is not too much important. Salary, allowances, other terms, because it is theoretical, you can also read provided that neither salary and allowances, other terms and condition shall be varied to their disadvantage after the appointment. The president shall hold office for a period of for a term of 3 years from the date on which he entered into the office or until he attained the age of the 70 years, whichever is earlier, shall also be eligible for reappointment. Notification of national, not yet applicable, neither for May 23 nor for November 23 because it is not yet notified. Till today, it is not yet notified. So we can't say that for which term it is applicable, because if it is not notified, then it is not applicable for any exams. We have to wait for its applicability notifications. The technical member state and technical member shall hold office for a term of 5 years and 65 years, whichever is earlier. The president or any member may by notice in writing under his hand address to the government resign from the office, provided that where the president or the member shall continue to hold office until the expiry of the 3 months from the date of the receipt of such notice, or until a person duly appointed as his successor enter upon his office until the expiry of his term of office, whichever is earliest. Government may, after consultation with the Chief Justice of India, remove from the office such president or member who has been adjudged as an insolvent, or convicted of an offense which moral turpitude, he become physically or mentally incapable, he acquired such financially or other interest as is likely to affect prejudicially such as president or member, so abused by his position so as to render his continuation in the office, provided that the president or the member shall not be removed on any ground specified in the clause D and E unless he has been informed of the charge against him. Without prejudice of the provision, the president and technical member of the National Appellate Authority shall not be removed from the office except by the order government on the ground of proven misbehave, incapacity, etc. So the government, with the concurrence of the Chief Justice of India, may suspend from office the president or technical member of the National Appellate Authority in respect of whom a reference has been made to the judge of Supreme Court under subsection 12. Last, the subject to the provision of Article 220, the president or the member of the National Appellate Authority on ceasing to hold their office shall not be eligible to appear, act or plead before the National Appellate Authority where he was the president or as the case may be member. New section 101B, National Appellate Authority, appeal to the National Appellate Authority, where in respect to the question referred to in subsection 97 subsection 2, conflicting advance ruling are given by the appellate authority of two or more state or UT or both under subsection 1 or subsection 3 of 101. 101 is the triple AR. Any officer authorized by the commissioner or an applicant, meaning thereby officer or applicant, anyone can go for the appeal to the advance ruling, National Appellate Authority of Advance Ruling. Aggrieved by the decision may prefer an appeal. What does it mean? Say, I was saying that Mr. A, having one pen, obviously, has registration in Haryana as well as in Rajasthan. Haryana, he has made the application that tax rate was 5%. And the application is being made in Rajasthan, the answer is 12%. So in one permanent account number, it is not possible. It is not possible for the same transaction, I am paying the tax at the rate of 5%. And for the same transaction, I am paying the tax at the rate of 12% in the same organization. Now, either the Mr. A can go for the National Appellate Authority for advance ruling, or any officer authorized, let's say Haryana like to go to that National Appellate Authority. So jurisdictional officer can go to the National Appellate Authority. Let's read once again. Officer authorized by the commissioner or an applicant, being the distinct person, it means Rajasthan, Haryana, any party can go for the National Appellate Authority for advance ruling. Okay, appeal to the Appellate Authority, National Appellate Authority for advance ruling. Officer shall from the state in which such advance ruling has been given, obviously. Okay. Every appeal under this section shall be filed within a period of 30 days from the date on which the ruling sought to be appealed against is communicated to the applicant, concerned officer, and the jurisdictional officer, provided that officer authorized by the commissioner may file appeal within a period of 90 days from the date on which the ruling sought to be appealed against is communicated to the concerned officer or the jurisdictional officer. Provided further that National Appellate Authority, if satisfied that appellant was prevented by a sufficient cause, they can period of 30 days or as the case may be 90 days to allow the appeal within a further period not exceeding. So 30 days ka condonation of the delay can be given to the applicant, either distinct person or it can be the officer also. For removal of the doubt, it is clarified that period of the 30 days or 90 days shall be counted from the date of the communication of the last conflicting ruling sought to be appealed against. That is also important. So, किस matter के against में appeal? Suppose Haryana like to go for the appeal against the 5%, correct? Officer. Then the date on which it was communicated, for that they will go to the appeal. Or Rajasthan like to go for the appellant, Mr. A like to go for the appeal. Then Haryana or Rajasthan, whichever is later, from that day, they will make the appeal within 30 days or 90 days as the case may be. Every appeal under this section shall be in such form, such fees and such manner as may be prescribed. (101C) Order of NAAAR. The National Appellate Authority, after giving the opportunity of the being heard to the applicant. Please wait, because now very soon we are starting the revision. Very soon we are starting the revision of all the chapters. I'll take 7-8 questions from each and every chapter. It is already being done. So that PPT would also be uploaded in your login. Okay. The National Appellate Authority, after giving opportunity to the being heard, the officer authorized by the commissioner, all principal chief commissioner or chief commissioner and commissioner of the state, all the state and the chief commissioner of the Union Territory pass such order as it think fit. Confirming, modifying the ruling appealed against. If the member is of the opinion that it shall be decided according to the majority. The order referred to in subsection 1 shall be passed within a period of 90 days. A copy of the advance ruling pronounced by the National Appellate Authority shall be duly signed by the member and certified as prescribed, and it will be sent to the applicant and officer. The board means CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Tax and Custom, the Chief Commissioner and Commissioner of the State Tax and of all the state, Haryana as well as Rajasthan in my example, and Chief Commissioner and Commissioner of the Union Territory of all, etc. Section 102. So what they have added, the authority or the appellate authority, now they are adding the word National Appellate Authority. Okay. Here they are adding the section 98, section 101. So now they have added 101C also. Okay. Here also they are using the word authority or appellate authority. They have added the word National Appellate Authority. 103 subsection 1A, the advance ruling pronounced by the National Appellate Authority shall be binding on the applicant being a distinct person who has sought the ruling under 101B subsection 1 and all the registered person having the same permanent account number issued under Income Tax Act. Second, the concerned officer and the jurisdictional officer in respect to the applicant referred to in clause A and registered person having the same PAN. It means the officer of all the state of that distinct person. Correct. मतलब A के जितने भी रजिस्ट्रेशन है उन सभी के लिए बाइंडिंग होगा. सेकंड, जितने भी रजिस्ट्रेशन के जुरिस्डिक्शनल ऑफिसर है उनके लिए भी बाइंडिंग होगा. दैट्स टू थिंग. 103 subsection 2, again they have added subsection 1A also. ठीक है. 104 subsection 1, again the word authority and appellate authority, they have added the word National Appellate Authority. Similarly, section 98, section 101, they have added the word section 101C. Where this agree with the R if SSC file in one appellate authority. That's what is the option available to. Not understood. Appellate authority means you meant to talk about section 107. You mean to talk about section 107. First appeal. Power of the authority and appellate authority. Now they are saying power of the authority and appellate authority and National Appellate Authority. Same thing they have used, only the National Appellate Authority word has been added wherever. Okay, 106 procedure of authority and appellate authority, they are saying and National Appellate Authority. Okay. So by this we have completed the second chapter also today. Now we have the sufficient time to revise the all chapter, correct? So let me please ask the question. If you have any doubt, you ask me the question and then I will starting from import export chapter. We'll spend 15 minutes on every 10-15 minutes on every chapter. Approximately 10-15 minutes हर एक chapter पर spend करेंगे. ठीक है. Mansa, kindly confirm, is it okay or not okay? That question is being, yes. Now I will answer the last question. That if we disagree with the order of AAR or AAAR or National Appellate Authority, can we approach High Court or can we go High Court or Supreme Court? The prime of the answer would be no, you cannot. See, the appeal is the statutory right, not the fundamental right. If the respective statute does not provide the appellate mechanism, you cannot make the appeal. So like in this example, in this particular case, advance ruling, appellate authority for advance ruling, National Appellate for authority for advance ruling, there is no chain after that. It means you cannot use the forum of High Court or Supreme Court as a appellate level. Now, There was one judgment of Srimati Sudha Patil in case of the Supreme Court. It was verdict, it was given that High Court or Supreme Court cannot be enlarged as an appellate authority if the same has not been given in the respective statute. But one point, suppose advanced ruling authority or appellate authority for advanced ruling, they have given the decision without giving the without following the principle of natural justice. Then in that case, you can use the High Court, you can file the writ by saying that he has crossed the power. Whatever the power has been given, he has crossed the power. He has not provided me the sufficient time. He has not given me the opportunity to being heard. In all such cases, you can just file review application. You can file the writ, that's it. But it doesn't mean that if the R has given the or triple R has given the order and you are not satisfied, then you can make the appeal. Answer is no. This is my view. Order in original first appeal and order in appeal. The order in original means given by the adjudicating authority. Order in appeal means given by the appellate authority. Should we move to the revision? Bada maza aayega. I hope you all will enjoy. By this, we will revise every chapter. Let's start with the import and export. Deemed export is, give me the answer. Deemed export is. Deemed export kya hai? Is it an export? Is it a zero rated supply? Is it a domestic supply or is it a merchant export? Deemed export is an export, is a zero rated supply, is a domestic supply or is a merchant export. I'm requesting everyone to give the reply. You will enjoy the discussion, I can surely say. Because whatever the answer you will give, correct or incorrect, it will remain in your mind for a longer period. जिस क्वेश्चन का आप गलत आंसर देंगे, ये तो बात कंफर्म्ड है, वो क्वेश्चन आपके माइंड में हमेशा रहेगा टिल एग्जाम. द राइट आंसर इज, any other participant? I have received the answer from some participant as B, from some participant as A. Any other answer? The right answer is C. If you refer the definition of zero rated supply, the word has been defined in section 16 of IGST Act, which says that only two categories of the supply are zero rated: export and supply to the SEZ unit. Repeating once again, the word zero rated supply has been defined in the GST in the section 16. Only to supply, which is export and supply to the SEZ. But what is the deemed export? Sir, section 147 talks about the deemed export, manufactured in India, does not leave India, amount can come in any currency. The four transaction which has been notified: advance authorization, EPCG license, EOU, and supply the gold by bank or PSU. That's it. It means it is a domestic transaction. It cannot be export because it does not leave India. It cannot be the zero rated because it is not defined in 16.1. It cannot be the merchant export because of the notification number 40. So by this, the answer would be C. I hope it is okay. Any counter question you can ask. This you can easily give. This you can easily give the answer. Just now we have discussed what is zero rated supply. ये तो सभी लोग देंगे आंसर. जीरो रेटेड सप्लाई क्या है? कौशिकी, गीता, विराज, मानसा, एवरीवन आर एंजॉयिंग ना? एमसीक्यू में तो मजा आ रहा होगा. The right answer is, I'm waiting for the reply of all the participants. Just wait for 30 seconds more. Correct. The right answer is E, A and B. Just now we have discussed now that section 16 subsection 1 of IGST Act says that if you are exporting the goods or services or making the supply to the SEZ unit or developer, then it is a zero rated. So A and B is the right answer. APCG, supply of the capital goods against EPCG license. Sorry. Supply of the capital goods against EPCG license. What would be the supply of the capital goods against EPCG license? It's a very simple question. It is also a very simple question. Am I right ना? अभी तो हमने डिस्कशन किया था. Just now we have discussed supply the capital goods against EPCG license is, what is that? Give me the answer. Let me repeat again. It remain longer in your mind. Deemed export only for transaction. Supply of the goods against advance authorization. Supply the capital goods against EPCG license. Supply of supply to the export oriented unit, and last supply the gold by bank or PSU against advance authorization. These are the 4 transactions which are deemed export, and the answer to this question is the deemed export. Next question. Which statement is correct in case of the supply to the merchant export? कौन सा statement correct है? Supply will always attract 0.1% as IGST. Supply can be of goods or services or both. Supply will attract 0.1% as IGST or C plus S depending upon the interest rate supply. Or merchant export should be engaged in the manufacturing of the goods. Which statement is correct? Yes. कौन सा statement ठीक लग रहा है? कौन सा statement ठीक लग रहा है? I have received answer A and again A. What about rest of the participant? Manufacturing of the goods. Okay. Okay. So majority of the answer is with A. The right answer is C. The right answer is C. So Because there are two notification in the GST. One is 40 by 2017 central tax and 41 by 2017 integrated tax. What does it mean? If the supply is intra, it will attract 0.05 CGST, 0.05 SGST. If it is an inter, it will attract 0.1 IGST. So therefore, only IGST not correct. You remember the example, A has given the supply to B, B has given the supply to the John. So the B, who is an exporter, will also be called as a merchant exporter if all the condition of the notification 40 has been satisfied. If that, then A can make the supply by charging the GST at 0.1% if both are in different state, or if both are in same state, then the tax would be 0.05C and 0.05S. I hope it is clear. Whether LUT can be filed for the deemed export supply, that is supply without payment of tax. क्या LUT file कर सकते हैं? If you do not like to pay the tax, then you have the option of LUT. Can LUT be filed for deemed export also, so that you are not required to pay the tax? The answer would be no. Because Rule 96 capital A says LUT is available only for the zero rated supply. And as we discussed, section 16 define the word zero rated only to supply, export and supply to the SEZ unit. Therefore, deemed export, which is not the zero rated supply, LUT option is not available. They have to pay the tax. That's it. Next question. Section 2 clause 5 of IGST export of the goods, the payment should come in foreign currency. In case of the export of the goods, as per the section 2 clause 5, the payment should come in the foreign currency only, or it can come in INR or foreign currency as permitted by Reserve Bank of India, or only physical movement should be from India to out of India. Amount is not the condition for export of the goods. As per section 2 clause 5 of IGST Act, which define the word export of the goods, which would be the export of the goods? If the amount is coming in foreign currency, or it can come in foreign currency or INR wherever permitted by Reserve Bank of India, or amount at all not specified in the section 2 clause 5. This is my point. What is the condition? The answer is C. This is the condition in case of export of service, section 2 clause 6, not for export of the goods. No. In case of the service, yes, this was the condition, that amount should come in INR or wherever permitted by Reserve Bank of India. It can be in INR also, no problem. But for export of the goods, go and check the section 2 clause 5. It says that only physical movement from India to out of India, that's it. No requirement of any money as per section 2 clause 5. Yes, I do agree that if you like to take the refund, then amount should come within the FEMA time period. That is okay. But my question is not for the refund. My question is not for the Rule 96B. My question is section 2 clause 5. I just talk about that. I'm just asking the what is export of the goods as per the definition. Fine. Next. In case of the goods sent to the out of India for exhibition purpose, then it is export, zero rated supplies, or it is not the supply or deemed supply as covered by the schedule 1. क्या है ये? In case of the goods sent to the out of India for exhibition purpose, it is export, it is zero rated supplies. It is not the supply or it is a deemed supply. कौशिक टाइम लिमिट 9 मंथ है और गुड्स सॉरी sorry, you are giving the reply for the question number 6. ठीक है, sorry, I thought you were asking about the question number 5. No. Quickly give the reply. All participants are requested to give the reply. Yes, all are correct. This time all are correct. It is not the supply. However, what is the time limit? 6 months. According to section 31 subsection 7, it will be treated as sale on approval. You will remove the goods on the cover of the delivery challan, but it should come back within a period of 6 months. Otherwise, it will be treated as deemed supply. So the first chapter is completed. Import and export. Let's start refund. Give me the answer. Time limit to file the refund application to the UIN category. What is the time limit to file the refund application to the UIN category? What is the time limit to file the refund application in case of UIN category? Correct. Oh, there are different answer. So as per section 54, if you see that time limit is 6 months, but there is a notification which talks about 18 months. Correct. Recently, the finance bill has extended the limit to 2 years, but it is not yet notified. Therefore, as of now, if we talk about current, the time limit is 18 months. Refund of input tax permitted. ITC, refund of ITC is permitted in which case? Death of the proprietor, transfer of the business, amalgamation. I'm talking about the refund of ITC. Please remember my word. I'm talking about refund of ITC is permitted in which case? Transfer of the business, death of the proprietor, zero rated supplies, inverted duty. None of these cases C and D. किस केस में रिफंड मिलेगा? फॉर आईटीसी. Right answer is absolutely correct. This time again, majority of the participants are correct. The right answer is F. In case of the zero rated supplies and in case of the inverted duty structures. Absolutely correct. 54 subsection 3. 54 subsection 3. There are two proviso clause 1 and clause 2. In case of the zero rated and in case of the inverted duty, you are entitled to take the refund of ITC. Next question. Any person claiming the refund under section 77 in respect of the transaction considered by him an intrastate supply, which is subsequently to be held an interstate supply, may apply the refund before the expiry of the 2 year from the date of payment of interstate, or date of payment of intra, or due date of the return under section 39 for the month in which the interstate supply has been reported. Transaction which has been considered by intra, subsequently held to be inter, he has paid the correct taxes, taking the refund of the wrong taxes. So 2 year would be counted from intra, 2 year would be counted from inter, or 2 year would be counted from the supply of the return which he has reported interstate supply, in which he has reported the interstate supply. This is my question. I hope it is clear to all. Give me the correct answer. You are paid intrastate supply, you are paid the tax by treating intrastate supply. Subsequently, it is called inter, and you are applying the refund for intra. You obviously you will take the refund of intra. 2 year would be counted from the date of tax of intra, or the return. Oh my God. The right answer is serial A. New rule 89 sub rule 1A has been made. For that, they are saying when you are paying the correct taxes, then from that 2 year would be counted. A refund of capital goods is permitted indirectly in case of the zero rated of with payment of tax only, export of the goods on payment of tax only, export of the goods or services against LUT only, or none of the cases. A refund of capital goods is permitted indirectly in which case? Zero rated supplies of with payment of tax, export of the goods on payment of IGST, export of the goods or services against LUT, or none of these cases. आ गया याद अब। कोई कहावत है ना, अब पछताए होत क्या जब चिड़िया चुग गई खेत। कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं बेटा, कोई इशू नहीं। चलो अब आपको हमेशा याद रहेगा, विच आई बिलीव। गिव मी द आंसर। Refund of capital goods is permitted indirectly in case of, yeah. Oh, if I say the wording are correct, achha, okay, you mean to say due to the word only. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Let me see the other answer. Then we'll revert my view. Or then I will say what is the correct answer. Rest participant, kindly give the answer. The right answer is A. See, that was the point. Only why I am adding the word only, because if you are making the zero rated supplies on payment of IGST, then only you can adjust the capital goods the ITC for payment of tax, and you can take the refund of entire taxes paid. So indirectly you are getting the refund. In which case the zero rated supplies made with payment of tax. The right answer is A. So here I'm writing export of the goods on payment of IGST, and last I'm writing only, so it is not correct. It rather I should say it is included in the clause A to some extent, but because I have written only, so it will be the wrong answer. LUT में तो मिलता भी नहीं है. LUT in the LUT I can take the refund of input and input service. The right answer is A. Clear or not clear? Any question you can ask. Read very long question. Kindly read and give me the correct answer. There is an amendment in the refund formula for inverted duty structure. Which statement is correct? A refund on account of the input and input service both are allowed. Refund on account of input service and capital goods all are allowed. Tax liability on inverted duty will be in proportion to the input and input service, and only input service to be reduced in the formula. Tax liability on inverted duty supply will be in proportion to the input service and capital goods. Voice disturbed as usual. Getting the problem in the voice? Are you getting the problem in the voice? आवाज में दिक्कत आ रही है? Voice में problem आ रही है? Read the question, give me the right answer. कोई दिक्कत नहीं बेटा. Read the question, give me the right answer. Tell me the right answer. The right answer is C. Because the formula is and the minus. Earlier this we are using entire tax liability. Now the tax liability would be a portion between input and input service unity. To be a kind of input, they are using. So the right answer is C. In case of the supply of goods to merchant exporter, then merchant exporter has to meet the export only on payment by GST, only against LUT, or either A or B at the option of merchant exporter. The right answer is Rule 96 sub rule 10 says that you can do the export only against LUT. If you have received the inward supply of merchant export, or because of the deemed export, you have purchased the goods or services at a subsidized rate. You have taken the inward supply at a subsidized rate. In that case, export has to be made against LUT. You cannot do the export on IGST. Rule 96 sub rule 10. It's restricted. So the right answer is B. In which case there is no requirement of refund application. in which case there is no requirement of refund application. In which case there is no requirement of refund application. My God. In which case there is no requirement of refund application. Rule 96 says that if you are exporting the goods on payment of IGST, the shipping bill would be deemed to be the refund application. There is no requirement of RFD1. In which case refund can be applied by supplier or by recipient, means by any one party. In which case the refund can be applied by the supplier or by the recipient by any one party. कोई भी पार्टी रिफंड की एप्लीकेशन फाइल कर सकता है. इन विच केस supplier, recipient, any one party can file the refund application. In which case zero rated, deemed export, merchant export, or inverted duty. Zero rated, deemed export, merchant export, or inverted duty. Waiting for the reply. The right answer is deemed export. In case of the deemed export, either recipient can take the refund or supplier can also go for the refund. They have to take undertaking, and they have to take undertaking from the recipient that he will not apply for the refund and he will not take ITC also. The answer is deemed export. So we have completed 2 chapters. Let's take a break of 10 minutes. We'll resume at 8:30. We'll resume at 8:30 and we'll start some more chapter. So हम लोग resume करेंगे 8:30 पर and then we'll So now we are taking the topic demand and recovery. Now we are taking the topic demand and recovery. Okay. So the first question is, what is the time limit for issuance of the order in case of the reason other than fraud or willful misstatement or suppression? ऑर्डर इश्यू करने का टाइम लिमिट कितना टाइम है इस केस में, अगर वो फ्रॉड, विलफुल मिसस्टेटमेंट और सप्रेशन ऑफ द फैक्ट है तो? What is the time limit for issuing the order in case of the reason other than fraud? The right answer is C, 3 years. Next question, what is the time limit to issue the order in case of the fraud, misstatement or suppression of the fact? Yes. Yes. सेकंड का करेक्ट आंसर क्या है? 5 years. C, right answer. Correct. What is the maximum number of the times a hearing can be adjourned? कितना maximum time hearing can be adjourned? Right answer is B. 3 times we can adjourn the hearing. Next question. What is the prescribed monetary limit for central tax for superintendent for issuance of the so-called notice under and order in the 73 and 74? कितना लिमिट है to the superintendent for issuing the notice or order, monetary limit? Any idea? The right answer is A, not exceeding 10 lakh. Mansa, I have asked only for central tax. This is 10 lakh. I have the question. Let me jump to the question number 6. What is the limit of integrated tax? Then your answer would be correct. It is 20 lakh. The limit is 20 lakh, no doubt. But here I'm asking the question integrated tax, then it would be 20. So the 20 would be means 10 CGST and 10 SGST. Clear, na? Slightly tricky. That's correct, but yes. Question number 5. What is the prescribed monetary limit for CGST for deputy or assistant commissioner of the central tax for issuance of the so-called notice? The right answer is B, not exceed 10 to 1 CR. Please confirm what is the rate of interest that need to be paid in case of the default under section 73. No problem. शायद मैंने पढ़ाया भी नहीं, डिस्कशन किया भी नहीं था. I'm not sure. What is the rate of the interest that need to be paid in case of the default as per 73? Requesting every member to connect with me on social media, that is LinkedIn profile. होगा क्या उससे, जब भी आप अपने एग्जाम पास करेंगे तो I would also be get informed directly or indirectly. तो इसीलिए नॉट एनी अदर पर्पस, सिर्फ आप लोग बच्चा लोग हैं, तो हमेशा एक स्टूडेंट को जब पढ़ाते हैं तो एक एक्सपेक्टेशन रहता है कि बच्चा कहीं भी ग्रो करे, टीचर को आइडेंटिफाई होना चाहिए, मालूम चलना चाहिए. बाय दिस पॉइंट ओनली आई एम रिक्वेस्टिंग एवरीवन टू कनेक्ट विद मी ऑन द सोशल मीडिया. दैट्स इट, नो एनी हिडन पर्पस. लिमिट शायद नहीं पढ़ाया था, मॉनेटरी लिमिट मैंने नहीं पढ़ाया था. मॉनेटरी लिमिट मैंने नहीं पढ़ाया था, ये एक बार आप देख लीजिएगा. अब कवर हो गया, मतलब दैट इज द मेन रीजन टू कवर इन द क्वेश्चन. दैट इज द मेन रीजन टू कवर इन द क्वेश्चन. ठीक है. द रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट विच नीड टू बी पेड इन केस ऑफ द डिफॉल्ट, दैट इज 18%. इंटरेस्ट तो हमेशा 18% है ना, चाहे 73 में करो या 74 में करो. मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ द इंस्टॉलमेंट परमिजिबल अंडर सेक्शन 80. maximum number of monthly installment permissible under section 80. The right answer is 24. 24 आप मैक्सिमम इंस्टॉलमेंट ले सकते हो. Detained goods can be sold in which manner? The right answer is A, by auction या e auction. Which officer has the power to grant the permission for payment of tax through installment? Question 9 left. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, question 9 left. After how many days the proper officer may cause the sale of the distressed property? After how many days the officer may cause the sale of the distressed property? The right answer is absolutely correct. 30 days. 30 days. A. Which officer has the power to grant the permission for payment of tax through installment? Which officer has the power to grant the permission for payment of tax through installment? Uh, what is the right answer for question number 11? Principal commissioner or commissioner? Principal commissioner or commissioner? So it means the right answer is D. When commissioner is not required to serve the notice to recover the government dues. The right answer is when commissioner is not required to serve the fresh notice to recover the government dues. Fresh notice to recover the government dues. Yes, the right answer is D. If the amount is reduced, further amount is reduced, and already proceeding of the recovery of the government dues is served. In that case, no requirement to fresh notice again. Fresh notice not required to be served. The right answer is D. Most of the participant is given the correct answer. So by this, we have completed the chapter of demand and recovery also. Let me move to the another chapter, offense and penalty. Read the question, give me the right answer. Read the question, give me the right answer. Amount of the penalty for supplying the goods by a registered person on which tax not paid, ITC wrongly availed, etc. by the reason except the reason of the fraud. Then what could be the penalty amount? What could be the penalty amount? Important, very interesting question. Question would be very interesting. Requesting everyone to give the reply. Amount of the penalty for supplying the goods other than fraud. What could be the penalty? What could be the penalty? Yes, the right answer is D. D means A or B, whichever is higher. Anybody can tell me that which section we are talking about? Can anybody tell me that which section we are talking about? किसी को सेक्शन का नंबर याद है कि कौन सा सेक्शन की हम बात कर रहे हैं? Which section we are talking about? Here, which section we are talking about? Any idea? No, it is not 73. Please note, had it be 73, then would your answer be 10,000 or 10% of the tax, whichever is higher? No. There is a slab rate. There is a slab rate before so cause notice, no penalty. After SCN, before order, no penalty. After order, then there are slab rate in 73. Where was the straightforward penalty? Section 122, subsection 2. Great. Any person who add or abet any offense specified in section 122, subsection 1 shall be liable to the maximum penalty of कितना मैक्सिमम पेनल्टी होगा वो अगर एड या अबेट करता है तो? सहायता करता है, ही इज हेल्पिंग फॉर द ऑफेंस टू बी कमिटेड. What is the right answer? Up to 25,000. Up to 25,000. Correct. It is section 122 subsection 3, जहां पे मैक्सिमम कितनी पेनल्टी है? अप टू 25,000 CGST. Next question. Read the question, give me the answer. After detention or seizure, if the owner come forward for making the payment to release the goods, how much he has to pay the penalty provided the goods are exempted? Provided the goods are exempted. 2%, 25,000, whichever is lower, whichever is higher. Yes. Question number 3, right answer is after detention or seizure, if the goods are exempted, owner coming to make the payment of the penalty, kitna penalty hoga? What could be the right answer? What could be the right answer? The right answer is C, A or B, whichever is lower. That is the difference in case of the taxable and in case of the exempted. Whatever the penalty was there in the taxable, that was it, whichever is higher. But in case of the exempted, the penalty ka quantum comparing 2% or 25, whichever is lower. A redemption fine in lieu of the confiscation shall not exceed. Redemption fine shall not exceed how much? The redemption fine shall not exceed. The right answer is C. Market value minus tax. The breach shall be considered as minor breach if the amount of the tax involved is how much? Very simple question. It's a very simple question. The breach shall be considered the minor breach if the amount of the tax involved is less than how much? Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. The answer is C, less than 5,000. You can refer section 126, which talks about the breach would be considered as minor if the tax ka component involved is less than 5,000. I hope it is clear. Next, the term of maximum imprisonment where the ITC wrongly availed or utilized or refund wrongly taken for the second and subsequent time. कितना maximum imprisonment हो सकता है for second and subsequent offenses? What is the right answer? C, 5 year and fine. Absolutely correct. Last for this chapter, include intention, motive, knowledge of the fact, and the belief in or reason to believe a fact. Then it is called as a state of mind, culpable mental state, or any of the above. So it is very simple. It is very simple. Culpable mental state. It is very simple. Culpable mental state. Absolutely correct. So by this, we have completed the chapter of offense and penalty. Let's move to the appeal and revision. Let's move to the appeal and revision. Let's move to the appeal and revision. Question number one. Question number one. Time limit to file the memorandum of the cross objection before tribunal. Memorandum of the cross objections. Memorandum of the cross objection before the tribunal. Give me the right answer. Yes, the right answer is 45 days. Next question. Appeal against the order of the tribunal to the High Court shall be filed within appeal to the High Court shall be made within how many days? Within how many days? Right. The answer would be 180 days. What is the time limit provided to the commissioner to get an appeal filed against any order passed or proceeding carried under adjudicating authority under this act? What could be the time limit provided to the commissioner to get an appeal filed against any order passed or proceeding carried under any adjudicating authority under this act? क्वेश्चन डी, क्वेश्चन 2 का बी, क्वेश्चन 2 का राइट आंसर डी था, डी फॉर दिल्ली, फ्रॉम द कम्युनिकेशन फ्रॉम द रिसीट ना। क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 राइट आंसर इज डी, इसका था 180 डेज फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ द रिसीट ऑफ एन ऑर्डर, जब ऑर्डर मिलेगा तब से। इसका राइट आंसर 6 month, द राइट आंसर इज 6 month, because officer has the time limit of 6 month. Which form used for filing the appeal against an order of adjudicating authority by the authorized officer? If anyone like to file the appeal to the appellate authority, what could be the form number if you remember? Absolutely correct. It's APL 03. Very right. What are the conditions to be fulfilled for filing an appeal to the appellate authority? What are the conditions to be fulfilled for filing an appeal to the appellate authority? What are the conditions to be fulfilled for filing an appeal to the appellate authority? Let's read. Appellant should have paid all amount of the tax, interest, fine, fees. Answer is no. That is correct. Huh? Which is undisputed. We have to pay only 10% of the tax. 10% of the tax and full amount which is accepted. So A cannot be the right. Sum of equal to 10% of remaining amount of the tax which is in dispute arising from such order subject to the maximum of 25 crore. But it says that only 10% we have to pay which is disputed. Sir, we have to pay 100% which is being agreed, accepted, plus 10% of the disputed. So in my view, none of the above. In my view, none of the above. Let's read once again. 10% of the remaining amount of the tax in dispute? No, sir. And the amount which you accepted, that in full, admitted part full, plus 10% of disputed. It cannot only 10% of the disputed. No. So the right answer is D. Agreed or not? Confirm करें, because no one has given the D option. All are saying A, B or C. Do you agree with me or not? So I'm saying D. Why both A and B? Why not? You mean to say, Kaushiki, why not both A and B? Is it? Why not A and B? Is it? Fine, no problem. A, the C. How much amount I have to pay if I going to the appeal? The point number C. What are the conditions to be fulfilled for filing an appeal? If you say, if I am making the appeal, section tell me that I have to pay admitted part in full 100% plus disputed part 10%. Disputed part 10%. What is the clause A saying? That you have to pay all amount of the tax, interest, penalty? No. Answer is which is undisputed. Matlab, which is agreed. We have to pay only tax component, not the interest, not the fine, not the penalty. Fine. So question number 6. Shall lies against dispute काफी लग रहा है क्या? Yes sir, agree. कौशिक 1 मिनट दीजिएगा, ये कंप्लीट करके वापस उस पे आते हैं, ठीक है. Shall lies against any decision or order passed by the GST officer if such a decision taken or order passed relate to the transfer of the proceeding from one officer to the another officer. हो सकता है थोड़ा सा, let me check 1 second. 1 minute. Give me the answer for the question number 6. We'll discuss again question number 5. एक बार क्वेश्चन 6 का आंसर दीजिए. आई हैव टू कम बैक ऑन क्वेश्चन नंबर 5. वी हैव टू रीड. स्लाइट कंफ्यूजन इज देयर among all the participants. We will discuss definitely. No appeal shall lie against any decision or order passed by the GST office if such decision to the transfer of the proceeding. Question 7. Whether the department can file an appeal before the tribunal against the order of authority. 6 का तो ठीक है. So whether the department can file an appeal before the tribunal against the order of appellate authority. सेवन का बी, APL 07. सो लेट मी गो बैक टू द क्वेश्चन 5. मैं एक बार वापस रीड करता हूं, शायद कुछ मिस्टेक मेरे एंड पे. लेट मी रीड. व्हाट आर द कंडीशन टू बी फुलफिल्ड फॉर फाइलिंग द अपील टू द अपीलेट अथॉरिटी. ठीक है, एक बार हम अपीलेट अथॉरिटी की बात करें तो प्रोविजन को रीड करते हैं. सेक्शन 107 विच टॉक्स, मैं रीड करता हूं आपके साथ, ठीक है. No appeal shall be filed unless the applicant has paid in full such part of the amount of the tax, interest, fine, fees, penalty arising from the admitted by him. Sorry, मैंने इसको admitted disputed समझ लिया था. It is undisputed. Fully agree with you, Kaushiki. It is undisputed. It means I have to pay full 10% of the remaining amount subject to the maximum of 25 crore. So I fully agree with all the participants. The right answer is C. I have read as disputed, not as undisputed. I am extremely sorry, and I hope it is clear now, Kaushiki and everyone. थोड़ा सा मेरा confusion था, मैंने इसको disputed read कर लिया. That is the reason I was saying I am not required to pay full amount of tax, interest, penalty, etc. But if it is admitted, I have to pay in full. That is okay. So is it fine now? You were clear at initially also. I have created the confusion. I'm extremely sorry for that. ठीक है ना? So it is disputed, not the मतलब it is not the undisputed. It is written as undisputed, means admitted. ठीक है. So fine. Is it okay? So today we can conclude our today class, and then is it our last class? नहीं, अभी 2 क्लास और है ना. There is 2 more class. One is on Thursday. Next class would be on Thursday. Then last class would be on Sunday. That is on the return, GST returns. Next class on Thursday, it would be on miscellaneous chapter. And after that, we will have the one more class that is on the return. Okay, chalo sir. Good night to all of you. We'll meet on the next class. Miscellaneous provisions. Thank you. ठीक है अशोक जी. हाँ, session.